You ever have a moment where someone laughs at your dream, and that laugh burns so deep it keeps you awake at night? Yeah, that was me, standing in the lecture hall, holding research I poured my soul into, while my professor called it childish sci-fi garbage in front of 200 students. 3 months later, that same garbage got me a private meeting with NASA's astrobiology division. And you better believe I made sure he knew every detail. If you've ever been underestimated, talked down to, or humiliated by someone who thought they were smarter than you, hit that like button. Because today's story, it's about justice, the kind you wait for, fight for, and savor when it finally arrives. Subscribe for more emotionally intense Reddit-style stories. Now, let's get into it. My name's Alex. I've always been the quiet kid, the one who prefers patterns over parties, silence over small talk. Numbers made sense to me, people not so much. And for most of my life, that wasn't a problem. Until Professor Harding, Dr. Malcolm Harding, head of the mathematics department, published in every major journal, worshipped by the faculty like he was the Einstein of our generation. To the world, he was brilliant. To his students, he was a god. To me, he was the man who nearly crushed everything I'd worked for. It started with a research proposal. Could alien civilizations use mathematical structures humans haven't discovered yet? A simple concept, right? Not little green men with calculators, but a serious exploration of non-human symbolic math systems. I'd been working on it for months, analyzing prime patterns, alternate bases, and theoretical multidimensional geometry. It was the most passionate I'd ever been about anything, and that was my first mistake, showing passion in front of a man who despised anything he didn't invent. When I presented the proposal to Harding, he didn't just reject it, he laughed. Not a subtle chuckle, a full, open, echoing laugh in the middle of class, as if I'd told a joke. Alien mathematics, he said, pushing his glasses up with that smug half-smile he used when preparing to destroy someone's self-esteem. Mr. Carter, I asked for a research proposal, not a science fiction fanfic. A few students snickered. I felt my ears burn, but Harding wasn't done. He leaned forward, voice dripping with condescension. Math is the pure language of the universe. Our math, human math. Aliens, assuming they exist at all, wouldn't magically create new arithmetic. 1 + 1 is always 2. That is universal. Your idea is childish. I remember gripping the edge of the podium so tightly my fingers went numb. I didn't trust myself to speak. Then he delivered the final blow. Submit a real project next week or I fail you. My throat tightened. My stomach dropped. I felt small. That night I cried in my car. Not because of the insult, but because someone I admired had ripped something meaningful out of my hands, and a small part of me wondered if he was right. But Harding didn't just humiliate me once. He turned it into a running joke. Whenever someone proposed a creative idea, he smirked and said, "Careful, don't go full alien math on me." The class would laugh. My name became shorthand for stupidity. One day I overheard 2 students whisper, "Alex is smart, but maybe he's just weird smart, like not real smart." Each comment chipped away at me. My chest tightened every time I walked into that lecture hall. My confidence evaporated. And Harding, he enjoyed it. He'd give me these little glances, tiny flashes of satisfaction, like he liked knowing he'd broken me. The day everything changed was the day I found a message in my spam folder. A conference request, for me. I had submitted an early abstract months before, long before Harding's humiliation destroyed my confidence. I'd forgotten about it, but they hadn't. They loved it. They wanted me to speak about alien mathematical frameworks at an international symposium on theoretical astrobiology. My hands trembled as I read the email. For the first time in months, I felt hope, and instantly I remembered Harding's laughter. A fire lit inside me. He's wrong, and I'm going to prove it. I spent the next month working in silent obsession. While Harding mocked me publicly, I was building something privately, a full theoretical framework with symbolic illustrations, computational tests, and dimensional models. Everything he said was impossible. I built the math to show it wasn't. The more progress I made, the more his arrogance fueled me. I stopped raising my hand in class, stopped reacting to his mockery. He noticed. "Mr. Carter, nothing to say. Don't tell me the aliens took your voice." I didn't even blink, and that bothered him more than anything. People like Harding don't just want to be right. They want you to know they're right. My silence, it made him nervous. When I arrived at the symposium, I expected a small room and a handful of bored academics. Instead, it was packed, standing room only. And halfway through the first presentation, I understood why. My idea wasn't sci-fi, it was cutting edge. Scientists from NASA, ESA, private research labs, they were all there. And they were talking about the exact topics Harding mocked me for: multi-dimensional mathematical invariance, non-Euclidean symbol systems, prime-based communication grids. It wasn't fantasy, it was frontier research. When I spoke, people leaned in, they took notes, they asked for copies of my work. And when I finished, a NASA astrobiology researcher approached me. Her words still ring in my ears. "This is brilliant. We've been trying to model something similar. Would you be open to collaborating?" I felt my knees weaken. "Yes," I whispered. I wanted to scream it. 2 days later, NASA sent an official collaboration request. They CC'd the entire mathematics department of my university to verify my academic status, including Professor Harding. I stared at the email for a full minute, smiling. This was my moment. You know that buzzing feeling in your chest when adrenaline mixes with pure vindication? That was me, typing, deleting, rewriting, savoring every word. I finally hit send. My reply was simple: "Thank you for your interest. I'd be honored to collaborate. Attached is my research paper, the one Professor Harding deemed childish sci-fi. I'm thrilled to see NASA sees more potential in it than he did." I added a screenshot of his initial rejection note. Petty, maybe, but deserved? Absolutely. Harding called an urgent meeting the next morning. When I walked into his office, he looked different. Not confident, not smug. He looked shaken. "Alex," he started, clearing his throat, "I think there's been a misunderstanding." I almost laughed. A misunderstanding? He'd humiliated me for months. "No, Professor," I said. "I think you made yourself very clear." His jaw tightened. He tried again. "Your work, it's good, very good. The department would love to support you moving forward." Support me? After he tried to destroy me, I looked him dead in the eyes. "I won't be needing the department's support. NASA already offered theirs." He swallowed hard. There it was, the moment of revenge I'd fantasized about on those nights when I felt worthless. The look of a man who realized he wasn't just wrong, he was publicly wrong, spectacularly wrong, career-damagingly wrong. He tried to speak, but no words came out, and for once, he was the one left speechless. Over the next few months, everything changed. NASA published our joint paper. My framework became part of an ongoing project about non-human mathematical cognition. And Harding, he avoided me in the hallways. Faculty whispered about him behind his back. His reputation took a hit. People stopped worshiping him. Students stopped fearing him. Because nothing destroys a narcissist faster than proof someone they belittled surpassed them. The peak moment came during an annual university event, a ceremony honoring students who achieved significant research impact. I didn't know I was receiving an award. But when the dean announced my name and the entire auditorium applauded, I watched Harding from the stage. His face was pale, his eyes downcast, his jaw clenched tight. He looked like a man forced to swallow every cruel word he'd ever thrown at me. And as the dean congratulated me, microphone in hand, I turned toward my old professor. I didn't say anything, I just smiled. That smile was the revenge, better than any insult, better than any speech. It was the smile of someone who endured the fire and walked out carrying the torch. Funny thing about life, sometimes the people who try the hardest to break you become the reason you rise higher than you ever believed possible. Revenge doesn't always require cruelty. Sometimes your success is the loudest, sharpest form of justice there is. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments. Have you ever had someone underestimate you, only for you to prove them wrong? Subscribe for more emotionally intense revenge stories, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.